Now, the army in Lebanon is currently holding the wife and son of Islamic State group leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. They were detained as they crossed out of Syria and are now being held for questioning. Well, for more on this story, let's bring in our regional correspondent Adam Pletz in Beirut. Adam, first of all, has there been any official confirmation that the wife and the son of the IS group leader are indeed being held?
Well, news of this only breaking this morning, that it seems that the Lebanese security forces have been holding, as you say, a wife and a son of the head of the Islamic State group, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, and that they've been holding them for several days. Now, both Reuters and a local newspaper reported that this morning, saying that they'd been given a tip-off by security sources here in Lebanon. And they've been holding them for several days, so you would have thought they'd had plenty of time to confirm their identities, but they haven't given any names. What they have said, these sources, is that the woman and her son were detained crossing the border from Syria into Lebanon, that it was an operation that was conducted in cooperation with Western intelligence services, although they wouldn't give further details, and that the woman was carrying a fake passport. Now, she's now being questioned at the Lebanese Defense Ministry, and those are all the details that we have to this point, but there's been no official confirmation from any Lebanese authorities.
Adam, what more do we know about why they might have been trying to get into Lebanon?
Well, you can only imagine that this lady, the wife of the head of the Islamic State group, and her son were fleeing because of fear of their safety. We don't know where she was up until this point before she was detained, whether she was with her husband, but it's worth bearing in mind that Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi was himself wounded in airstrikes back on the 10th of November. That was seemed to be confirmed by Iraqi security sources, and a close aide of his was killed in those airstrikes. And so if this woman was fleeing for her safety, Iraq wouldn't be a wise place to go. In the Kurdish and the Shia areas, she obviously wouldn't be safe. There's obviously active fighting in other areas. If you look at the other countries bordering Syria, you have Turkey, Jordan and Lebanon. And the one thing that stands out in Lebanon is that there have been pockets of support for the Islamic State group, even if they've been small. If you think back to fighting in Arsel in the northeast of the country, and then more recently that was between the Lebanese security forces and ISIS stroke the Nusra Front, and then more recently in Tripoli, where the Lebanese security forces fought what they described as Islamic State group aligned militants. So there are at least some pockets of support here for the Islamic State group, and so the rationale may have been that she could go somewhere where there would at least be a small network that she could rely on for support in fleeing for her safety.
All right, thanks for that, Adam. That's Adam Pletz reporting from Beirut.